That brings us to this week's 3-Notch Weekly Preview presented by 3-Notch. This week, they start the week off with a matchup with Coastal Carolina. The Chanticleers come in kind of not that great. Just like ODU, their coach is gone. Cliff Ellis retired 8 games into the season, forcing Benny Moss into the interim role. They got Jacob Meyer and Ganika Ochiako. Keep an eye on those two. Meyer's a 6'2 guard, where Ochiako is a 6'10 senior. That is the lone offensive bright spot for the Chanticleers. For Coastal, they crash the offensive boards at a pretty good clip, but that might be because they just miss a lot of shots. But that is kind of a weak spot in JMU's defense, is allowing offensive boards. So maybe they'll have a chance to get second chance points. Do you expect Coastal to come into the AUBC and give the Dukes a game?
So I think if my counting was correct, these two teams, you got Coastal and then you got ODU on the weekend. They're combined for 11 wins on the season. JMU has 13 wins this year by double digits. So I think there's a pretty significant gap between these teams. Coastal's not very good. It's just a weird week, right? You're playing two teams that don't even have the head coach they started the year with. Tough for both those teams. Both of them are at home. I imagine the spreads for these are going to be pretty close to 20 points. I would be kind of surprised if either game was competitive. I think the following week when they play at Arkansas State and home against Akron has a chance to be fun. I think this is kind of a snoozer of a weekend, not to damper the preview.
No, it's all right. I mean, you're coming off the App State, though. You kind of want to make some two statements here. Like you said, the next game on Saturday is the ODU Monarchs. Again, third time these two teams have played, and they are finally done playing each other unless they have a date set in the
That'd be sweet
tournament for 4 games. But like you said, Jeff Jones, he had a heart attack. He's being treated for prostate cancer. We talked about it last week. Kieran Donahue's the interim. JMU's just dominated this matchup, winning by 15 points in the first one, 16 on Wednesday. It's odd because you don't often see a team get substantially worse in about a 10-day time frame. That's exactly what happened to ODU. Like you said, they let Vashawn Alette go for conduct unbecoming of a Monarch. So their leading scorer is gone. They have to figure all of that out. And I think the JMU game will be the second game they have without Alette.
Yeah, that's you want to act like a Monarch when you can, and when you don't, there are obviously consequences. They've just had a tough year. So is Coastal. JMU, perfect bounce back spot. You're playing two bad teams at home. You'd like to see him kind of get some stuff going, and by stuff, maybe like Michael Green knocking down some more threes. He was
2 for 2. He was 2 for 2.
2 for 2 from 3, and then struggled from inside the arc. He had a few go in and out too. That he's got to be so frustrated because he's fractionally off at this point. If they can get him going, and some other guys maybe figure out their 3-point shot, you can build confidence. I think in these games, I talked about how you can't maybe improve a whole lot else when you're playing bad teams. I do think you can get your confidence back, which is maybe a big plus here in February.